Good, everybody? What is good, yo? So, kind of a bit of a weird schedule, but I'm not really sure how this is going to take place, if I'm going to drop this video sooner or if I'm going to hold off on this. But, Fairy Tail, my lord. Fairy Tail has been going in with their information as of lately, just information after information bomb. We really got the backstory and how one of the more prominent characters in the Todoros arc, uh, like we got really more of just his background as to why him like losing, erasing memories and um, pretty much erasing his own memories at the same time became such an important key plot towards the end of this whole entire like show for this character, and him being someone that's been working for the council the whole time, but really Makarov has had plans for him since he's been working there, and seemingly what he was working on was relatively innocent, but at the same time it almost kind of paints Makarov in this light of someone that really will do and try to do anything for his family that can get him a couple steps ahead of his opponents. And I think this really more or less stems from his character growth from the arc of, having, um, Leffy freaking just getting beat up by Gajiel and pinned up to a tree to all the way to Agnologia showing up and pretty much wiping out the entirety of like half the guild. Um, if they didn't have the power that they had at the moment, which is the power that he's pretty much talking about, the people that he's been fighting or supposedly setting up to fight. These people want the same power that saved them from Agnologia, which makes a lot more sense to why it would be so dangerous for someone else to get it, because as you saw, just by her, the first guildmaster activating whatever she activated, it pretty much made them go through a time skip that even the only other place that can really make you do a time skip like how they did is if they go inside of the celestial world, where time just moves completely different there. So to think that Mavis, the first guildmaster, could do that by herself, pretty much, and in the human world nonetheless, is absolutely crazy on like just how powerful she really is. Not to mention, we're going to be seeing so much more of, you know, guild members showing up that we had no idea about as of recently, and one of the guild members being announced this week, which is one of my favorite of all times, is Guild Arts. But of course, no one knows where the heck Guild Arts is. Guild Arts probably doesn't even know where Guild Arts is. Um, that man is absolutely loose cannon. But I still love the idea that Fairy Tail always knows the certain names or the certain people to just throw out there, and it gets people hyped. Like the names that will always get people hyped or should get you hyped and ready for anything. Oh, excuse me. Ended up taking a nap after dropping so many videos. The main names though is like Xerath, Agnologia, uh, Mavis is pretty big now. Guildarts, and Gajiel used to be one of those people, but now he's more of he's like a supporting role kind of, because with the Gajiel being a dragon slayer, or being one of the people just like Natsu, it kind of shows now that Gajiel may be a little bit more advanced than Natsu in just certain areas. I don't want to say like he's stronger than Natsu, confirmed, but Well, not strong, but at least he's closer to being a dragon than Natsu is. I really can't tell. Um, but with Natsu, I think maybe just his way of like see he's more of a visual. He likes to see the things that he's hearing instead of just listening. But somehow Gajil is quite high up above the guild, where everybody's still trying to fix the guild hall, and somehow he's full blown listening to the conversation that's being had underneath the ground and knows that they're even going in a small team to save the master. All of these things Gajil is hearing while being above him. He's pretty much like the Piccolo of the group right now. Piccolo uh, being at the area where Trunks, future Trunk, had shown up. If Piccolo wasn't there with the ears that he had, we would have been Dragon Ball Z would have ended there. Like Goku didn't even really remember anything that Trunks like told him besides, the shocking things of that he was told. But with this, it makes it really cool to see another ability of the these race of magic users and dragon fused users, but it also gives you that extra instance of like you can only imagine what Agnologia can hear, like him just chilling where he's at. What is he actually hearing throughout all this stuff? And also, if Gajil can hear that well, it's like why isn't Natsu, the same way? Why isn't he? He didn't even need to, go into this whole place and sneak up on, Urza while she's getting this information. He could have just sat far back and heard all of it. If Gajil can hear it while they're underground and they're going down like spiraling staircases. So that was kind of weird. And then, not to mention that Wendy is one of the like people that are going to be there over someone like Gajil, and like a couple more, I guess, prominent. I guess Wendy is pretty prominent now that she's become so useful in the sense of using her dragon ability. She's a healer. She's pretty much almost everything. Healer, offensive, and defense. So yeah, excuse me. I'm sorry. I need to put more respect on Wendy's name. Um, but overall, man, I can't help but feel like something crazy is about to pop off with this. I mean, sure, it's the final season, but I feel like this whole nation that they just announced, that even Makarov pretty much knew that if they all formed together, Fairy Tail had no chance, and that they would pretty much come and just wreck house with everybody and take what they needed after killing everybody, or whatever their motives are. Killing sometimes is the better way out compared to what could happen to you when you're talking about wars and battles and disgusting, corrupt people that want to do whatever they feel is best at the moment to, demean and make people feel like crap. So, um, really interested in just what Makarov sees in this people. I understand they have the numbers, which, if it's only numbers, and that's all they have, Natsu might be right for the first time in the sense of how much powerful they've gotten since Makarov first disbanded, and not only how strong they've gotten, just the instance of them putting two and two together that, hey, once we beat these guys, we pretty much gotta, be ready for any and everything. But it feels like with Makarov, gone and everybody still kind of licking their wounds of, just passive, like Elf Mid, for instance, of what he did, and he's already been forgiven, but he still seemingly was feeling guilty about it and stuff like that. Not everybody in the Fairy Tail Guild is 100% back in fight mode, in my opinion, and I think the battle that they had, the little scruffle that they had with each other, was the closest thing that they had to kind of solving some of that unresolved issues between each other. some of that unspoken stuff that they're feeling. So I thought it was the funniest thing, that the most lighthearted and the most thing that feels like home when you watch a Fairy Tail reunion slash moments is them fighting each other. Like straight up trying to go in almost, wanting to use magic against each other type of fights. And also the whole entire fact that Urza being selected as a seventh guild master was definitely the uh, best idea, that all those people could pretty much settle on. Even though they're all just crazy guys, they're all crazy people who want to fight all the same time. They seemingly can really come to a easy conclusion to that, and I definitely would pick Urza as one of the guild masters, but I think it is only because of how like not dire, but how little of the real members they have there at the moment. Like Loxus, for instance, would have been my close second runner, or he might even have won. Just with the overall power, with the overall, him just being the guild leader enough would be, ring enough ears to be like, okay, whoa, whoa, whoa. Loxus, that's a guy I don't want to mess with type of deal. Just like Guildarts, but of course his daughter being there and closing that book is before it was even open. She knows exactly how Guildarts would be, not even there, and I'm pretty sure Guildarts had a little canon mini story where he was going to be chosen, and Gildart straight up like just ran, like he just dipped. Like, nah, bro, I ain't doing none of that. I got a lot of good things to do out in the world, and one of them is not recording all of the misdeeds that you, Natsu, and everybody in their mama Fairy Tail is doing wrong. Like I got things to do. So I thought that was absolutely hilarious and definitely played so well into Gildart's character that regardless of what people say about Fairy Tail, and regardless of how anticipate the battles and all the other stuff that comes with it, you got to remember that when you learn how a character acts and how he behaves and continuously grows and then how it would change them, Fairy Tail is one of the better shows that get it done. In my case, or the what I'm trying to say is they do it the right way in my opinion, and they always make their characters seemingly progress towards what they naturally would. I mean, sure they did troll with some of the characters and stuff like that, but the best instance is the guy with the memory loss and being able to erase memories. Seeing him come back in action and showing just what the Fairy Tail people put forward into believing in him should show you guys that even the most randomest character that they choose to follow at times has and can be some of the more bigger impacting characters, and that's just how Fairy Tail likes to roll sometimes. They really can throw you a curveball and expect you to think you know what's going on, and then when you find out for real, just kind of like the Natsu thing, once you really figure it all out, you get kind of mind blown at the end. So with that, everybody, let me know if you're watching Fairy Tail and enjoying it. If not, you can also tell me why you despise it. I don't mind. I read all the comments, so do that. Other than that, though, I want to tell you guys to have a good day, night, morning, evening, whatever the case it is for you. I hope it is a great one for you. But I will be talking to you guys in the next one. So make sure you subscribe and hit that like button so you get notified instantly when I drop my videos. So with that, everybody, peace.